here's Brody Brazil.
So for whoever wins the Masters this weekend, actually winning the tournament is probably the biggest perk and takeaway and memory of their life. For some, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Others have done it multiple times over. But yeah, obviously winning the tournament is aim number one. However, did you know there are also about 15 total things that a Masters champion gets? I wasn't even aware of most of these. I saw the tweet by Jamie Kennedy, who works for Golf Digest. This is very interesting. A lot of people are certainly focusing on the green jacket, but even that has a little bit of a catch to it. We'll get to it momentarily, but 15 things a Masters champion gets. Jamie said, I was curious exactly what comes with winning at Augusta, so I researched it and came up with a list of everything that comes with a Masters victory here in 2025. And obviously, we have to begin with the green jacket. The tradition started in 1949, inspired by members of Royal Liverpool. The color is Pantone 342C. Pantone, by the way, is a professional grade calibration of colors, so the color is very specific. It'll always look the same, 342C, or as they call it, Augusta Green. Every champion gets that jacket with an engraved gold nameplate inside that they can take home for a year, but then remains on site at Augusta. So think about that. In your first year after winning the Masters, you can wear that jacket around town. You can wear it to dinner. You can wear it wherever you want. But for the next Masters, you're probably bringing it back, and then it stays at Augusta for good, which kind of makes this interesting and exclusive, right? Only one person can ever have that green jacket away from Augusta, but it's also kind of cool to probably come back every April and put that jacket back on, and hopefully it still fits, if you know what I'm saying. If you're in your 40s, hopefully that jacket still fits. But interesting, right? That the jacket you won as part of being the champion, it stays on site at Augusta. But not a lot of people knew that one. Number 2, engraving on the Masters trophy. Well, not the trophy itself. It stays at Augusta year-round. It was first given to Arnold Palmer in 1961. The trophy is a replica of the Augusta clubhouse, as you can see. It was made from 900 separate pieces of silver. It's been around for many decades, clearly. Each winner's name is added to that silver band on the base. It's almost like the Stanley Cup, right? It's lasted so long that they could never fit everybody's name on it anymore. So they engrave it on a band. They put that band around the bottom. So the trophy doesn't change, but the band around the bottom certainly does. They take parts off, they put them back on, they add your name, and it certainly goes around through time. So your name engraved on the Masters trophy. You also get a replica of the trophy. Yes, winners do get a small replica of the clubhouse trophy, which, as you can see, looks pretty accurate in detail. The real one's on the top, the trophy's on the bottom. It's roughly 40% of the size of the original trophy, not of the original clubhouse, right? But pretty cool that you do get to take something like that away, put it up in your office, put it up on your mantle. You get a Masters gold medal, and I feel like this is one of those traditions. It's pretty cool that they kept going, but it's also kind of timed out. Like, there are other cool perks along the way, and this one was one of the originals from 1934, older than the tradition of the trophy or the green jacket, right? The gold medal dates back to the original Masters in 1934. The 3.5-inch medal features a raised image of the clubhouse on the front. It's cool and it's simple, but what are you really going to do with that? Feels like an Olympic gold medal, but I don't know if it carries the same, wait, I'm just kidding. I just don't know what you do with that. I mean, I think the green jacket and the trophy are a little more sensible in terms of a takeaway and a keepsake, but it's a tradition, so they keep it going. The gold locket. Did you know you get a gold locket for being the Masters champion? This, the winner has to wait for, so you don't get it immediately. Ben Crenshaw presents the Masters champion with a locket at the champion's dinner. He told golf.com, it's supposed to go to your wife. It's a beautiful gold locket that opens 3 ways and has a silhouette of the clubhouse. And I do have to say, of all the things, right, that are classy and that are individual recognitions, it kind of is something very cool for any winner of the Masters, any Masters champion, to have this for their spouse and have that as part of the keepsake of the experience that they were obviously full in on and part of, and they deserve some credit too. Number 6, you get an invitation to, obviously, the Champions Dinner. Started in 1952 after Ben Hogan's first Masters victory, the Tuesday Champions Dinner is considered the most elite club in golf. The champion chooses the menu, but guests have the option of the club menu, and many often just order steak. You know what you want, you came for it, you're going to have the same thing, but it's kind of cool that the champion chooses the menu. It's their recognition. It's their kind of banquet dinner, but you get an invitation to that. Once you win once, you're always welcome to come back to the Champions Dinner on Tuesday night. You get an honorary membership to Augusta. Well, it almost seems like that should be the way it is, but did you know? Of course, players are officially members of the club and can return whenever they like and bring guests. So one way to get in at Augusta is to win the Masters. No big deal, right? And I don't think that's something you ever sell off, right? Like I don't think that's a valued commodity that you would sell away for money in exchange. You probably can't even sell that off. Why would anybody do that? That is one of those you're in for life type situations. You also get a locker in the champions room. Just think about being in that room right there with a locker with your name on it. Now, there is one issue with so many winners in such a small space. Winners actually share lockers. I think this is more of a symbolic thing than an actual locker use thing. Now, granted, maybe some actually use it on their trip back. Maybe it's well utilized, but they share. For example, defending champion Scottie Scheffler, right, coming back this year, shares a locker with 1971 winner Charles Coody and the late Byron Nelson. So 3 people per one locker. It's shared because that space is so small. I bet they wish they could expand this, but for tradition's sake, they probably also just don't want to touch it. How cool is that? You get a locker in a very exclusive place. Like, this might be the most exclusive sports locker room in the world. I mean, it's got to be right up there. Number 9. You get to go to the Champions Only range. Yes, past winners have access to the members range during Masters Week, while all other participants use the flashy tournament practice facility. The Champions range isn't long or fancy, but does offer privacy to past winners. And it's almost like, if you're Phil Mickelson or whoever, you kind of want to go out there and take a few hacks. Just because you can, right? Privacy is nice. In fact, privacy is probably valued during this week. But just when you want to get away, just because you can do it, it feels like you definitely should take advantage of this going back to Augusta. You get access to the Champions Only range, and think about how unique that is for any golf club, any golf course to have a Champions Only range like that. Number 10, you get a lifetime invitation to the Masters. You kind of hope so, right? If you get membership to Augusta, then the invitation to the tournament annually is part of the deal once you're a champion. You win the Masters once and you receive that famous invitation for the rest of your days. Typically, they retire from active play when they're no longer competitive, Jamie says. Bernard Langer, for example, will play his last Masters this year, aged 67. But nice to know that when you're done participating, you can be a spectator, you're back, you're invited, you're part of the club. It's like you never left. You obviously also get a lot of points when you're the Masters champion. Probably not what most Masters players are thinking about, but with a Masters victory, a player receives 100 OWGR points, 20 more than the players, 30 more than a signature event, and double that of most regular tour events. They also get 750 FedEx Cup points. And so if you're Tiger Woods, who has been there, done that a few times, you're obviously stacking up points. $3.6 million. So the prize fund for the 2024 Masters was $20 million. Scottie Scheffler took home $3.6 million for winning. And it's amazing because only 10 years ago, Bubba got $1.6 million. And 30 years ago was $360,000. And 60 years ago, it was only $20,000. Think of those jumps over time. And I get it. Just money is money over the decades, but 20 grand to 300 grand, 360 to 1.6 million to 3.6 million this year if you're the Masters champion. What's it going to be in another 10 years? Yeah, probably $5 to $7 million. And that's probably one of the biggest perks. I mean, a green jacket. Yeah, you could only get one of those in one place. And the gold medal. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And your name on the trophy and the points and all that stuff and the membership. But $3.6 million, that's not a bad weekend. for most at the office. You get a 5-year major exemption. You win the Masters in 2025, and you're automatically qualified for every major through 2030. It's just nice to know. It's nice to have that in your back pocket. Hence why Patrick Reed's major exemptions ran out ahead of last year after winning the 2018 Masters. So again, a little bit of insurance, a little bit of buffer time, a little bit of opportunity. You win it once, and you've got that in your back pocket for 5 years. You also get a 5-year PGA Tour exemption. While regular PGA Tour wins come with a 2-year exemption, the Masters comes with 5 years of PGA Tour exemptions. The same as the other 3 majors, by the way, for the record. So the Masters is in line with those, but still a 5-year PGA Tour exemption, another nice thing to have. And then last but not least, a special tee time. Each year, every past Masters champion is allowed to bring a guest to play on the Sunday before the Masters, right? So that's already happened. That's pretty cool. This year, Scottie Scheffler, he enjoyed a round at Augusta with his mom. Very sweet. And so that's cool, right? That you get the opportunity to go play there, no pressure, just kind of enjoy being there, settle in, maybe relax a little bit, so to speak. But you can only do this if you are a prior Masters champion. Every past Masters champion is allowed to do this on the Sunday before. So 15 things, right, that a Masters champion gets. How many were you aware of? I'm willing to bet, like I said before, for most watching this, most of these things were not obvious to you, but now you know. And thanks once again to Jamie Kennedy for pointing all this out. That's the end of this video. Thumbs up down below. That'll greatly help me, this video, and this channel. I appreciate that. Also, don't forget to go down there and hit that subscribe button. It's at the very bottom of your screen. I really appreciate that. That way I definitely get to see you back here next time.